Hello, Ink Teacher here with another free video tutorial on drawing the human figure from imagination and memory. So, we're going to talk more about floppy people. And as an example here, okay, so I want to show you when you're drawing a figure. Now it's like, okay, if I want to work out the posture of the figure I want to draw, with this mannequin, it's easy, it's hassle-free, and the reason is because as I work out the posture, I don't have to redraw it each time. I'm not like stressed about it, you know. I can just move it and change it and play with it and try different things, and it isn't like, you know, some huge problem because I've already drawn the hand to move the arm. And so with floppy people made of broken rubber band and gum, it's the best stage to work out the posture. A stage when you're not going to have to redraw things. And the beginning stage is a time to absolutely not put detail in. And you want, if you have a good posture worked out, then the rest of the drawing is going to be twice as good. So when you're starting out, you want to focus only on being the actor and getting the posture down right, and the quality of the drawing doesn't matter at all. It's all scratch, it's all sketch, and the better you get the posture in the beginning, the better the drawing is going to be in the long run. I don't care if it's the most, well done eye in the world. If the posture, the time you put into the posture is going to determine if the drawing from then on out is going to fly or not. So, when playing with these mannequins, keep in mind, and the reason is because we're not worried about redrawing it each time. So in starting out a figure, try to bear that in mind. So in drawing, the floppy people, it's like you're not drawing a person. You're thinking about the posture, and it really doesn't matter. The less it matters to you, the better. And now we're going to talk about the 3 posture rule. And basically, so I've got a person here. I'm going to start out in the most boring position. They're just standing here. They're just waiting for their ride to show. And it's, totally boring. And, so here's their posture. One arm's back here. Okay, it can't be totally boring. They're say they're have I don't know, an acorn that they're kind of tossing up and down here. Now, when you do the 3 posture, basically what you want to do is it pushes you into working out the way people move. How would I explain it? I've sort of needed to push myself in order to get better postures and stances, because it's easy to kind of just fall back on what seems like the most obvious. And so, let's say, okay, one thing, it would be easy to think about like, oh, they're reaching and scratching the back of their head instead of with their hand on the hip. But, okay, that's kind of a more extreme posture change. I'm talking about something that is not as extreme. Say, let's go ahead and take the angle of the chest here, and we want to swing it forward. So we're looking at the figure level, straight on, as if we're standing on the street along with them. And if we throw the chest forward, suddenly we're looking at the top of the chest here, and their head is going to tilt so that the head remains level, but is connected but you can see that it's starting to eclipse the chest here. And, you know, just to show, we're going to keep this arm kind of throwing the acorn here, and the other arm, you know, angles out more so that the hand remains on the hip here. But there, you know, here's one shoulder here and another shoulder here, but we've changed the posture in a central area and then gotten the arms to adapt. So that's, you know, posture 2. And say that they get kind of tired, so they're just kind of stretching their legs out and you know, bending down a little bit, and this is easier to do because I'm not worried about where they're actually standing on the ground, so I can just move the legs and they're still floating in space, so I can, and instead of having to move all this upper area. And what I'm doing is basically the same as playing around with this. It isn't like frozen on the page and I'm like, oh, I'm trying to move the arm, and oh, I'm trying to move this here. You know, just this right here, you want to, I'm going to edit this out. You want to stay within inaccuracy and imperfection, and stay in fluidity and getting a sense for where the form is going to be, because you don't need to work out exactly what proportion everything is going to be. You can do that later. In the meantime, you want to get a sense for where the form is going to take place. And I think that my next example, drawing a figure climbing up a ladder, will show you the practicality of this approach. In the meantime, thank you very much for taking the time to watch these tutorials, and thank you everyone who's responded. If you have a little extra time, if you watch some of my animation work at solomation.com and just take a little time to appreciate some artwork, I'd greatly appreciate it. And I hope you have a good day.